Hello, hello. Come on in. Welcome into the craft room. Come on in and join me. My name is Susan. This is Revive DIY and Upcycle Designs. I am so happy you're here with me in the craft room. Come on in. We're going to do a fun and versatile and easy craft project idea today using our February Club Couture transfer. So it'll be the first project I've shared with you guys this month, and I'd love for you to come see what we're going to create. So come on into the craft room. I am an independent designer with Chalk Couture, and I like to come on here and share different ideas with you guys, whether it's upcycling or just creating from one of our surfaces, or just whatever I can do to spread the creative love and the creative joy. So come on in and join me. I'd love to have you here live. It's much more fun to craft with friends, in my opinion. And when you guys join me live, it's like I'm crafting with friends. So come on in. I am going to pull up comments over here on my iPad just in case I can't see them on my phone, which sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. And when you hop on, you guys, if you would also hit that heart button and say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. I would love to know. And what's your weather doing? Because I'm a weather buff. I live in North Carolina outside of Raleigh, and today it's like, I don't know, it's probably low 30s. I don't know what it feels like now because I don't have my watch on, so I can't see it. But it's been cold. It's been very cold here. But I am excited because the sun is shining. There's not a cloud in the sky, and we've had rain for over a week until yesterday afternoon. So I'm not going to complain, even though it's cold. I don't have to be out in it, thank the Lord. So yeah, come on in, you guys. I am really going to share this into another group. And we call that sprinkling here. That's just called sprinkling. So if you wouldn't mind sharing the love, sprinkling this video, I would love if you would do that. That would just be so helpful to me, and I would so appreciate it. So also, if you have any questions about anything that I'm sharing today, I'm going to tell you about this and work on it. But I also am going to put some links in the comments for you guys. So it's very easy for you to click on it. I've actually attached a link, or I'm featuring a link on here as well that you can click on either during the broadcast or afterwards. Either way, that gives you the same information I'm trying to share with you today. Hi, Christina. Thanks for joining me. And it will hopefully answer your questions, but if not, I am here to answer your questions, you guys. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to educate, inspire, encourage, inform, whatever I can do to help you. I'm here for it. So you can always message me or ask in comments, and if I can't answer in comments, I will message you back. Okay, so if you're joining me live, you know I'm live because, I'm sorry guys, I got to put this post in here in the comments real quick, and then I'll pin it so that you have it anytime you need it. But if you're catching me live, you know, because there's a red circle around my profile picture. If not, then you're catching me on the replay, and thank you for doing that, you guys. I so appreciate you watching me and joining me no matter how. And here's another, here's just another little tidbit. If you're catching me on replay, would you put hashtag replay, or at least respond to my questions? I always answer back, even if it's after the fact. I just like to converse with you guys. So, and it does help me get out into Facebook world. So I appreciate you guys coming on with me. I hope you're having a beautiful Saturday, and I'm excited to create this because it's our first one of the month. So every month we have a brand new transfer that we offer, and it's called Club Couture. It's a subscription club, monthly subscription club that we offer, and it's only $21.99 a month. This automatically comes right to your mailbox. You don't have to think about it or do a thing. After you've signed up, you're done. The first time you sign up, you get a mini squeegee, which is the tool that we use to work with our chalk paste, which it's just basically, chalk paste is wet chalk, you guys, that hardens to the touch. And we also send you a exclusive transfer that you can only get it as a designer or as a club member every month. And this is the one for February. Do you see what it says? Is that not adorable? That's so fun, right? Now, you can use all or part or mix or match or whatever you want of this transfer to recreate or to create the project that you want. That's the cool thing about it. Is you're the designer. You get to create how to. If that is not your cup of tea, if you don't like to come up with ideas, that's what I'm here for. That's why I come on once a week usually on the weekend, to share an idea with you. But you also, as a club member, will get an email with a written and video instructions. Plus, once a month, we also do a video on our main Chalk Couture page to give you an idea. I'm here for idea inspiration. And if you're in my VIP group, I also share other project ideas in there. So, excuse me, guys. So, you won't be lacking for ideas. And if you're still not sure, even after seeing all of those, all you have to do is reach out to me, guys, and say, hey, Susan, I'm not sure what I want to do. This is kind of where I'm thinking about putting it, or whatever it is. And I can hopefully, brainstorm with you. So that's, it's super easy. This is, if you can butter bread or schmear bagel, you guys, I'm telling you, you can do this. Kids can do this. Kids do it all the time. 3- and 4-year-old kids do it. So I know you guys can do it if you want to try. Anyway, you also get with it 3 coordinating paste packet singles. So what that is it's just a single packet of paste, exactly like it sounds, like this. And it has enough for more than one project in there, you guys. It has enough in there for multiple projects. And if you're in my VIP group, I give tips and tricks on how to save. As you can see, this is actually one of the colors for this month. It's called Guava. It is a gorgeous color. For some unknown reason, I don't have a jar of this, but it needs to be on my wish list. So I have a paste packet, and I've used it in the past, and I've sealed it up, and I'm going to reuse it again today. But you can get multiple projects out of this. And so this is this club, excuse me, is an excellent way to build your inventory of transfers, which again, you can mix and match. And guys, our transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times, depending on how well you take care of it, maybe even more than that. So the possibilities are endless for creating for yourself, for creating for a friend, to create to sell, whatever it is that you want to do to create year after year. If you're going to try something new, or you just want to try a couple different color variations, different places in your house, whatever it is you want to do. That's what makes it so fabulous. But this is one of the colors, Guava. One of the other colors that come with it is Pesto. You see that? I don't know why, well, it's just like, I think of Italian when I hear pesto, but it's definitely, it's not a Kelly green. It's definitely got a little bit more of those darker or different tones. Our design team determines which paste packets they think would be complementary to the transfer that they send. So this month it was Guava, Pesto, and then Storm, which is just a very basic, it's a great neutral. It's just it's got a lot of brown undertones. If you look at things like that, it's a gray. But those are the 3 colors that we're going to use today on the project, because usually on my first project of the month, I at least like to try to show you with the colors that you would get. Now, you don't get a surface. You get to pick that for yourself. So whether it's you go out and buy something, whether you order something from my website, or whether you have something at home, or you've thrifted something, you can do it on whatever surface you want. And today we are actually going to use something that I have purchased at one of our favorite hobby stores. This is just a canvas, you guys. It came like this. It's got the wood already on it. It's got the hanging thing, the hanging jute, the hanging thing. And then it's already like glued on there. It's not one of those magnetic ones. This one is actually a glued one. It's already prepared and ready for me to use. And guess what, guys? I can use chalk paste, which like I said, is just wet chalk, on this canvas. I don't have to use ink, and I don't have to heat set it. The reason why is it's just decorative. I'm not going to be throwing this in the washer. That would be the only reason why you would use ink and heat on a fabric, is if you're going to have to wash it. So we're just going to use chalk paste on this today. So that's what we're going to use. This is the envelope that it comes in, so you know you're getting something great, and it's just something to look forward to every month. Also, we give you if you decide to order something from my website, your very first order of the month will only be $5.99 shipping. So most people, most club members, don't order more than once a month anyway. So you're getting the best deal. You guys, I as a designer can't even get that deal. So that right there is a great reason to give this a try, as well as just having something fun, looking forward to. And if even not for you, this is a great gift idea as well, you guys. So I would have loved to got this prior to becoming a designer. I would have loved it. Then lastly, we always offer a special or a deal that is only for our club members. Every month we come up with something because we want to just say thank you and let you know how much you mean to us, how important you are to us. So this month we are actually offering 40% off there's a 20% off already on a bunch of transfers that we found when they did inventory. So they put them in our special section and they're letting them go for 20% off to the general public. But as a club member, you actually get 40% off. So you're basically getting them at the same price as a designer can get them. And these are oldies but goodies, you guys. These are not current. These are ones that they found from last year. Okay, so that's my spiel. That's all the information. Again, the links are in the comments if you need to click on any of those or if you need to ask me questions. That's what I'm here for. So let's get creating. This is not going to take very long, you guys. And I want to let you know, this is our brand new transfer design. So we just found a new vendor last month and we are trying them out. And so far it has had rave reviews. So we have a new transfer company. So this, if you've ever gotten any of our transfers in the past, you might notice this is a little lighter color. It's still our wonderful signature couture teal, but it's a little bit lighter. And the reason for that is it's thinner and it's actually, you can see through it, you guys, which is great for all those projects where I keep saying, oh, I need a light box. Oh, I should have used my light box. It's gonna help you with placement and items and situations like that. Also, it's smoother, and so you don't use as much chalk paste, to be honest with you, and then it cleans up nicely. So, so far, win-win, right? Anyway, I always mark the front of my transfers, and then I write on the back too. I keep them whole. I keep the whole, this is called a backer sheet. I always keep it whole because it's easier for me to keep track of it. And I always mark the front and back because once I go to wash this, like I said, these are reusable silk screens, you guys. The white area is the silk screen, and between that and the consistency of our chalk paste, you get such a fabulous look and a fabulous design. But they're reusable, so what I do is when I'm done, I take it to the sink and I wash it with cool water. Now, I use a board eraser, which is something we have in my shop, but you can also use a light sponge and clean it, and then you air dry it. And so when I air dry it, I like to make sure I have the right side down, and because when it's wet, it's hard to tell sometimes, I always put a little mark on the front, and then I know which side to put it back on the backer sheet, which is how it's stored. So again, in my VIP group, I have tips and tricks on how to do all those things, how to wash it, how to put it back on the backer sheet, all those kinds of things. So I'm here for y'all. Okay, what I'm going to do, since I keep it on this big backer sheet, is I'm just going to take my little transfer trimmers and I am going to go across this little, it's almost like a score line. Just kind of shows you where they broke up the transfer. And the cool thing about this again is, so these flowers on here, if you didn't see when I lifted it up, they're tulips. Now maybe you're not a flower person, or maybe you don't like tulips. They happen to be my favorite, so that's not going to be a problem. But maybe you don't want to use tulips on yours. You don't have to. You can just use this other part. Maybe you only want the word welcome-ish. Maybe you don't want that. Maybe you don't like that little, I kind of like little snarky and little, sassy sayings, so I don't have a problem with that. But if you don't like that, it depends on who you are and how long you stay. Guess what? You don't have to include that on your design. You could just use this and the tulips. Or if you have a different flower, if you have another transfer, even an old transfer. So for example, last month, our design was this staying in. I think that's the other one I have in the shot. Staying in, and you see the houses on there? You could do that. Welcome-ish. Depends on how long you stay. You could put your house on there. You can mix and match, you guys. The ideas are only limited by your imagination. So anyway, that's kind of my little two cents worth for you. I don't always get that on the first go, so I'm just going to kind of now put my trimmers under here. Sometimes I don't even do that. Sometimes I just... And I will tell you, this is really sticky, I can tell. So, because I am using this on fabric, I will not need to fuzz it. And if you've been here before, you know what fuzzing is. If you haven't, basically it's just exactly like it sounds. And that means making it these are self-adhesive transfers, you guys, which makes them fat. That's why they're thinner than regular stencils. They're self-adhesive and they're reusable and they're silkscreen. I mean, so many good things. I'm going to turn this around so that I can line it up while I'm talking to y'all. And I didn't do anything to prepare my canvas here, or this little, what the heck do they call it? Let me see what they call it, because I'm drawing a blank. It's called a polyester wall hanger. Okay, polyester MDF wall hanger. Well, on this piece of canvas wall hanger here, I don't need to do anything to prepare it. I didn't even iron it, you guys. I just kind of sprayed a little bit of water on the back and tried to smooth out some of the wrinkles, but that didn't even work. I'm not worried because I'm going to put my transfer right on it and then I'll smooth it out. But we want it to be sticky. That's what makes it get such a great design and a less chance of bleeding. But we don't want it so sticky that like on some surfaces like our glass or plastic or acrylic or metal or porcelain, those types of surfaces, it grabs really well, and we don't want it to stretch our transfer usually when we go to pull it back off, because we want to be able to reuse it, right? I'm trying to see if I can line that up. I always struggle with this part. But, so a lot of times we will fuzz it, but because I'm putting this right on, I think I have like a little, it's just a little nick. What do you call that? Pick in the fabric. Because I'm putting it directly on fabric, I don't need to fuzz it. And I am just going to, once I have it on there, that's still crooked. Now it's crooked the other way. You guys. Okay, so let me think about it. Anyway, so I think I'm actually going to put my tulips underneath it. And you can decide that too. You can put it under it. You can put them on the side. I think because of the shape of my wall hanging, you know, what I could do is use this guide on my desk that I have, because I am an eyeballer and I don't measure, but the guide on my desk a lot of times saves me from, or helps me. I'll put it that way. I won't say saves me. It helps me. It helps me. And you know what? That looks pretty close. We're going to go with it. Okay, but you see how I can just smooth it out. I want no bumps, no bubbles. I don't want any kind of big pieces of fuzz. I don't want any hair in my silk screen, anything like that, because that would make it so that my chalk doesn't go on there as nicely as I want. But it's kind of just smoothing out my wrinkles for me, see? So I don't have to worry about it. And like I said, you could put your tulips on the side. I think I'm going to put mine underneath. And the colors that come with this, like I said, the guava is kind of the color of the tulip for this particular project. But if you don't like that, you can order other colors, guys. We have a rainbow of colors. And let me just tell you, we just launched 5 brand new colors, and they are beautiful for spring and summer and year-round, in my opinion. And we also launched 3 new palette packs, which is a pack of 6 different colors. So, and then we have the individual packs. So there's no limit to what colors you can put on here. You do what color works for you. But the guava is what comes with it. If you don't like that, just order something else. And I think I'm kind of going to do this on a little tiny angle. I didn't plan it out ahead of time. Honestly, I came up here and I'm like, okay, what do I have? I knew I was going to use the colors. I just didn't know what exactly I was going to put it on. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Let me think, guys. I might have to do it differently because they're not going to, I don't know. I guess I could make it do that. I guess I could do that. I was thinking I was going to do them like, so they went out, but I can't really do that because of the way that they made it. And obviously this has 2 tulips and this has 1. Of course, I could use both of them if I wanted to, but I don't think I will. Let me look at that. Let's see. I think that's still going to look fine. I just think I need to move this one over a little bit more. Just play with it until you get it the way you like it, guys. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. You don't have to do it the way the email shows you. You can do it the way you like it. You guys, tell me what you're doing with your Saturday. Besides watching me, I'm glad if you're watching me. It is so cold. I hope you're not having to do anything outside because I think everywhere is pretty much cold. Can y'all believe that even Texas had ice this week? We didn't somehow. With all the rain that we got and as cold as it was, we never had ice, thank goodness, because nobody likes ice. That just wreaks all kinds of havoc. Now, I'm pretty sure that once I finish, this is what I've got so far, you guys. But I could do it any way I wanted. I could change it and do it any other way. That when I finish, I'm not even going to need to embellish it, but who knows? Maybe I will. I don't have anything like tulipy or springish ribbon out yet. I did buy some ribbon yesterday, but I don't think it would go with it. I did buy a couple little spools of ribbon. Okay, guys, anyway, I'm done talking to myself. Let's get started. You guys want to see how this works, right? All right. Hi, Tyra. How are you? I'm sorry, your name did not pop up over here. Thanks for watching, Tyra. Y'all let me know where you're watching from. Christina and Tyra, where are you watching from? Okay. So, again, you have these 3 colors. You can pick and choose. Now, the way it's shown is doing this, you know, the stems in the green. I mean, this is traditional, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do it that way. That's not usually me. I usually try to think outside the box, but I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to try to behave today. But the guava on the tulips, the pesto on the leaves, and the gray here. Now, I may add a little bit of, I may do, instead of doing all of this in Storm, which is how the demonstration is, or how the, the picture that goes along with the club this month is, I may do this. I may do this in other colors. I probably will, you guys. I just have a hard time just following the written instructions. Okay, so my gray should be fine. My Storm should be fine to go. Good to go, I believe. And I am going to grab just one of my squeegees. Squeegee is just a tool we use. Now, like I said, this is going to go on. I want to just kind of feel it, because it may need a little bit. I haven't used it in a while. When you have a jar, if you feel like your chalk paste has, it should feel creamy and dreamy, which is, in my opinion, it's kind of like frosting. It should feel like frosting when you stir it, or even like the whipped cream cheese, kind of like that, or yogurt, frosting or yogurt. How about we say that? That's what it should feel like when you stir it. If it doesn't, if it feels stiffer than that, or it's harder to stir than that, then it might be a little too thick because some air has gotten to it. And you can thin it out by using distilled water, especially in your jar. You only want to ever put distilled water in your jar because, and the reason why you wanted that consistency is because, so it'll go through the silk screen, no problem. If it's too thick, it might not. And then you'll be very disappointed when your image didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. I mean, some people don't mind it because it kind of makes it look distressed. But a lot of times we have distressing built into our transfers. Not this one in particular, but see how that's much creamier now. And now that I've done it, I won't have to do it every time. It's just because I haven't used this in quite a while. I don't even remember the last time I used it. Halloween, maybe? Yikes. Probably. I can't imagine using it for fall or Christmas. Yeah. So, and always keep something to wipe your fingers, a wet paper towel, baby wipe, something for your fingers or your squeegees. All right, so that's ready. Set that aside, and then I'm going to get my other 2 guys. So these guys, I am just going to cut a corner off. And what I generally tell you to do before it's open, like when you get your packets, they're going to look like this. They are not going to be cut at all, right? They're going to look like this. You want to knead them. Sorry, I have something floating in here. You want to knead your packets and just, it's almost like stirring it within the packet. So knead it before you cut it, if you've used it before and you're sealing it. Okay? And now I am only going to squirt. This is one of our little paint trays. You don't have to use this, but you can get a pack of them. Otherwise, get you a paper plate, get you a little glass dish, get you something like I have up here in the craft room a lot of times when I've gone through old dishes and I don't like them anymore, or I've broken some and I have one left, I'll bring it up here into the craft room. That way I have something for things like this. Or you can even get you those little plastic ones from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to squirt out about kind of like the size of a nickel, because you can't put it back in the packet after you've taken it out, but you can squirt more out. And a little goes a long way, you guys. So depends on how much you're going to cover with it. You know, a dime to a nickel size. That's kind of my rule of thumb for what I use. And I actually have some there, so I'll probably grab that when I get ready to chalk. So just a little, not a lot, unless you don't mind wasting it. I do. Now this guava, I have had a very long time. I don't know when I got this one. I'm going to cut it from the bottom this time, because that feels a little more pliable to me. And I definitely don't need very much for those, but if I'm going to throw it up here some, I may do like the little ampersands. That's right. No, that's not an ampersand. That's a bracket. Sorry. I may do those as well, but I still don't need very much, you guys. So just a tiny bit. Can you guys see? I hope so. I need to get a jar of this guava. I don't know why I don't have it. I used to use it a lot for fall. It's great for summer because it's kind of bright. But I need to get a jar. I don't know why I have not. Now this one feels a little thick to me. So, set that aside. I may actually have to, this is a little more challenging, but I may have to add a little teeny tiny bit. I probably should have put it in its own container. I mean the tiniest bit of water. I don't even know if I got some. Just to kind of moisten it up. You don't want it too thick. Ooh, that might be too much. And I don't want it to run over here in my green. It's a little more challenging when it's in the paste packets. And, you know, our paste packets are going to last quite a while as long as you've sealed them up. Like I said, that one is probably over a year old. So sometimes they may lose their shelf life. But you could always squirt it into a little container and add water to it as well. It's a great color though, guys. You're going to love it. You really are going to love it. And this is just a mini spatula that I'm using. We have those in a big pack too. The only thing I would say is don't ever use a wood stir stick for stirring up things. I've used an old baby spoon before because it's so tiny, you know, before I got the spatulas. But this stuff is just kind of some tools of the trade, and they're very inexpensive. All right, we should be good now. We should be good now. This is only going to take a moment, y'all. Okay, so now my big dilemma right now that I'm having is I want to do this in green instead of, does that look straight, y'all? I think it is. Do you think that looks straight? My big dilemma is whether to do this in gray or whether to do this in green and then just put this part in the gray. I'm gonna try to follow the rules today. I don't know whose rules, not my rules, but how about we start from bottom to top? How about we do that? So I'm gonna I've actually taken some squeegees and cut them in half. Where is it? I already have the other one out for the gray. So this is just one of our small ones cut in half because I like to have lots of different sizes. So we're just gonna, I have way too much, you guys. That'll be even way too much for both of them. And especially with these new transfers, because I forgot. Oh, I think that's supposed to be tulip down there. Oh well, I got a little bit of green on the, that's one of them that's just getting ready to bud. There we go. How about we say that? So did this kind of design make you start thinking about, you guys, this new transfer, it just glides across there so easily. I got to get used to it. But does this make you start thinking about spring? I know it's hard, especially if you live in a state where it's so snowy and cold. We don't really get snow here, but we have had several cold snaps. But as I showed this week in one of my reels, we do have things bursting through the ground. I can already see some of my bulbs push their way through, so it won't be long. That happens here in North Carolina in February. We will have daffodils by the end of February. Possibly some other spring flowers. I've already seen several flowering bushes. Look at this, guys. I just wasted all of that because look, I barely even used that, and then I got all that there. I may have to do this one in green. Anyway, I'm going to finish these two up first. I'm going to use my multi-purpose tool for the tulips because they're so small. Look at this, guys. Isn't that perfect? I have fuzz on it. That's why I'm trying to clean it off. But it works perfect on little tiny, small areas. I don't worry about rushing quite as much when I'm doing it on a fabric because it kind of seeps into it. Whereas with some surfaces, you need to move faster or paste and peel because otherwise the chalk paste will dry in your silkscreen area. And you don't want that. Then you will be very disappointed. When you pull off your transfer and your design, your chalk paste is dried in the transfer instead of on. So pasting and peeling is a good idea if you're working on a different type of surface. And what that means is you just do one area and you pull it back so that the paste releases to, let's see if I can get this little guy, to the surface instead of staying on the silk screen. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and pull that one off. You guys ready? Look how easy. Now I just usually spray mine with water until I can get it to the sink. But look how easy. Look how beautiful. Already, and we're not even done. It's gorgeous. And you guys see how little chalk paste it takes. That's why it's important to make sure you seal up your, you know how to. So please make sure you join my VIP group to get these tips and tricks. I saved them in there as a featured post so that you can know how to take care of your supplies. Okay, you ready? That's what it looks like before. I actually have way too much paste on that one. But look, oops. Look so far. Isn't that fabulous? Look at that, guys. It's so pretty. Did you love it? Hit that heart button if you like it. I don't know, guys. I'm feeling like it might need a little bit more something when I go to do it. Gosh, I feel like every time I'm looking at that upside down, it looks like it's not straight. I think if I believe that, I'm probably, my eyes are not deceiving me, and I need to kind of move it up a tiny bit on this right side. Just a little bit. And I'm trying to be careful because this will dry hard to the touch in about 5 minutes, possibly less. So I don't want to smear it. But I just couldn't help but, oh, I keep getting it. It is definitely crooked. It's definitely crooked. Okay, let's try again. I'm also going to try to find the center. This is how you find the center of your phrase, and it will not hurt your transfer to do it. You can just fold it. Now I have a little bend, so that will help me with lining up. Guys, I'm telling you, every time, the lining up is what takes me the longest. And then I'm going to do the old-fashioned way of measuring. Now see, that part I did pretty good. That wasn't too bad. So we are celebrating not one, but 2 birthdays tomorrow. So I have to get busy when I get off of here. I have a couple things I have to finish up. I have bought everything I needed, but I have things I need to do. And I'm hoping and praying the ground won't be frozen because I've got something I got to do out there tomorrow. Oh, I must have touched something. Well, I haven't decided if I'm baking the cake tonight or if I'm going to wait till tomorrow. But I have some presents to wrap, and I have a couple other things to get together for that stuff. All right, there we go. So, okay, I'm going to show you the paste and peel. So we're going to go ahead. I know this part I'm going to do. I know this part I'm going to do. Which color I'm going to do. Okay, for sure. And I'm going to do this in gray. So I'm going to go ahead and do this part so I can show you guys what paste and peel looks like. I still feel like that feels, I must have grabbed a thick, I hope that's not too thick there. And guys, I apologize if I miss any of your questions because I'm looking down or because Facebook is not showing me. I will go back and answer them after the live's over. So I always fill it in and then I go back and take off any extra because you only need a thin layer. Gosh, you guys, this feels like it's so thick and it's drying. I'm going to pull that back real quick. And do you see where I've got some areas that didn't pick it up? That's because my chalk paste is still too thick. So it's okay. I'm just going to lay it back down and I'll fix that afterwards. There's a way to fix that afterwards, so I'll just do it afterwards. But that's how you paste and peel, and then you just smooth down the areas you haven't done yet. And again, you just pull it back, and I just wasted all that chalk paste because I'm going to have to put it back. Can't put it back, see? And now I just lay it down, let it go. Don't press it down, just lay it down. But then smooth out the area you haven't chalked yet. I'm just going to check on here. Hey, Miss Lou, how are ya? This is a February club transfer, Miss Lou. I definitely am going to do this part in green. Number one, because I just feel like it needs to be green. And number two, because my gray, my storm just feels like it's not thin enough and I don't want to have the whole thing be distressed. All right, so we're just going to take my pesto on your example that you might get with your transfer, the email, the picture. It's going to show this done in gray, but you can make it any color. I kind of want to do it in the guava, but I'm refraining. I am restraining myself. Okay. A little goes a long way. At least I used all my pesto I pulled out. I don't really know why. I feel like things are drying very quickly for me today, and I don't really know why. I don't have my fan on. I mean, obviously the heat's on, but that's been on all winter. I might need that tiniest bit more. Where did I get that? tiniest bit. Okay. All set. Should be good. Ready, guys? I'll pull this back. Ready to do my peel and review. Are you ready? Get a hold of it. Ta-da! How cute, you guys. How cute would that be? You could put that right in your front foyer. You could put this on your front door, obviously. Front foyer. You could put it on your back door. You could put wherever it was. I just thought that would be fun on the hanging. And I'm going to put this down here and spray it with some water until I can wash it. We do suggest you take your transfers to your sink right after you're done with your project and wash them so that you can get the most life out of them as possible. And I'm going to put all these over here because I'll take those to the sink to wash. Wash them, dry them, put them back on the backer sheet, and you can store them on the, they come in a plastic, I didn't show it because it always has a glare, but it comes in a little sleeve, a protective sleeve. You can put it right back in there and then store it until the next time you're ready to use it. But we do suggest you wash them right away. So normally if I'm working on a project, like last Sunday, I worked on a gift for my great nephew who's having his birthday party today up in Maryland. And as soon as I finished chalking what I needed to chalk, I took my transfers over there to the sink and went and washed them. Let's see, that feels much better. Don't know, much better. And then as soon as, while I was doing that, when I came back, my project was pretty much dry. So that's kind of what we suggest for you guys to do as well. And you can just set it there and it'll be dry. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I fix little things like this. So this is one of our artist tools. It comes in an artist tool set. It's 4 or 5 different tools. You get this, a paintbrush, 2 paintbrushes, and one, I think it's 4 items, and one other squeegee or like small tool. And I use this one all the time. Do you see that? It's about the tiniest little bit of a tip of a squeegee. And when I have boo-boos like this where the chalk paste obviously did not go all the way through, I could wash the transfer, put it back over top of it, and then re-chalk it. But a lot of times this is what I do just to save time, is I just take this little teeny tiny tool. I take a little bit of my chalk paste and hope that I have a steady hand, and I just try to touch up where it missed. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that, wash your transfer, dry it, and then put it back on there and then chalk over it again. The only reason this happened is because my chalk paste was a little too thick. Normally, if you're just opening up a packet, that should not happen. If you're just opening a jar and you've been using that jar right along, you should not have that happen. But since I haven't used this jar since October, it had gotten a little thicker than it was supposed to be, and I did not give it enough water. So that's all I do to fix those kind of problems. Just so you know, our tool sets, they're for lots of versatile reasons. Gosh, I keep getting fuzz. I think these baby wipes, they were super cheap, and I think that's why. They give a lot of fuzz. But that's all I do. And if that doesn't bother you, leave it, because this is supposed to be handmade, you guys. It's supposed to look handmade. It's not supposed to look like it just came off the assembly line. If there's a few imperfections and you don't mind it, leave it that way. Sometimes that gives the most character. Now this is a project where I just didn't want to do that. So now what I have to decide is, do I want to add anything else to it? Because I feel like it might need a little bit of something else. I wish I had a ribbon. I'm going to touch the rest of that up later. I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch me do that. And I got a piece of fuzz. That's going to bug me. There's a little piece of fuzz. There's my little tiny tweezers. Guys, I have all these tools here. try to make my crafting life. Oh, that's not going to work. Better. There we go. Got it. Okay, so like I'm trying to think what I could add on here. Like I could add on to here. Like I did pick up, but I don't feel like it necessarily goes. I did pick up a little bit of eucalyptus yesterday at Walmart, but I don't feel like that's the right color green, so that doesn't go. If you have some other kind of greenery, or if you have some ribbon, you could always add it to the top. Even just tying a little bow up here would be nice. Something just to add a little bit more interest. So I'll probably look through what I have. I even have these flowers, like I have these, like even those might kind of, I don't know if I like that or not. But anyway, I usually just kind of play around with different things that I might have on hand and see if I can come up with anything that I like to embellish with. But you don't have to. The transfer is fabulous on its own. We'll work on so many different surfaces, and I hope you like this idea. Now, don't forget, we have our Fab 5 offering just for the month of February, and what that is if you are a brand new club subscriber and you've never been, and you're not my club member now, if you sign up new, you not only get a squeegee with your first order, but you also will get 5 older transfers from last year's club. So they were still only club transfers. They're not out in the general public. Excuse me. But they were from, oh, I don't have my list in front of me today, but they were 5 different months from last year. And I want to say it was maybe May, June, July, and August. I don't think it was September. So maybe it was April, May, June, July, and August. It's 5 different transfers from last year's club that they are giving away to you guys. That is $80 worth of free transfers just for your $21.99, and you get this month's transfer, and you get the 3 paste packets, and you get a mini squeegee. You guys, that's an awesome deal for less than $22, right, almost $22. Anyway, that's what I got for you. I hope you guys like this idea, and I hope you'll come back and join me again next weekend for another idea. I will be working on it. I'll probably use different colors because that's what I like to do. I'm a color gal. But I hope you guys will come back and join me, and thanks for letting me come into your world for just a little while and share my love of creating with you. It's so much more fun to craft with friends. All right, you guys. Well, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your Saturday and a wonderful day tomorrow. I know we are, because we're celebrating, like I said, my grandson and my son's girlfriend's birthday. It's going to be lots of fun. And I will see you guys next week. All right, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and be blessed. Bye, guys.